Subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified about the highlights of India's smartest podcast, The Ranveer Show. This is TRS Clips. One thing I want to ask you is the physiological changes that you spoke about. Like, even when you've spoken about the Maha Aghoris in this book, the higher level of Aghoris. I am going to reveal one detail here. You've revealed how they were much taller than the average person.
Right.
And you're not the first spiritual person that's spoken to me about taller individuals. And when I'm saying tall, it's not 6'3". It is 8 feet, 9 feet tall. I actually was talking to someone who we just spoke about before this podcast. I don't want to name the person.
Sure.
Because the person is sort of like famous. He told me that on one of his spiritual expeditions in the Himalayas, deep into the Himalayas, when he went on this deep trek, there was a moment where they were camping on sort of a mountaintop. They were on their way to their location. I think they were going to the lakes, which are said to be the last place that the Pandavas were at in this realm.
Correct.
You know the story about how the Pandavas in the Mahabharata,
yes.
how they die out. They walk up to a certain mountain.
Correct.
And then on the way to the top, one of them dies at a time.
Right.
So he was going up to the final lake where it is said that Yudhishthir passed away. So on the way to that lake, they stopped. They were camping. He said that it was so cold there that most of them slept by 7 p.m. At around 11 p.m. or 12 a.m., he woke up because he needed to use the washroom. There's no washroom around, so you're supposed to do your thing in nature. So while he was basically urinating, he in a distance he saw these really tall figures, 9 feet tall, 10 feet tall. While he was telling me the story, he said that I've never told too many people this story because it seems crazy. But they were wearing darker robes. They were also walking in the same path of that particular location.
True.
And the only reason he brought it up was because I was telling him about your book.
Okay.
I was telling him about the Maha Aghoris and how they were 8 feet tall, 9 feet tall.
Yes.
First question to you is that have you ever encountered people like that who are physiologically different? And secondly, what specifically makes them physiologically so different according to you?
Okay. Let me start by disappointing you with one answer, which is that I'm not allowed to reveal a few things.
No, sure. Okay. No, it doesn't disappoint us. That's perfectly
Because when I met these two Aghoris, they revealed to me while they were talking to me about Maha Aghoris. When I say Maha Aghoris, those who are advanced. They told me a few things about them. And in fact, how I can't cross this line because
no problem, sir.
But I can say one thing, that there are these entities. I'll give you a very simple example. If you go to China, for example, you'll find that the height of the Chinese on an average is a little shorter, right? You go to Europe, you'll find that Europeans are typically taller. I hope you agree with me, right? Because Europeans, Germans, very tall. So different places on earth, you'll also have, if you go to Africa, there are these tribes in the savannas. They're very tall, 6 feet, and they're very lanky, tall and lanky. In the Himalayas, there are certain monks who are, and that's probably why the person you're referring to must have had that encounter. I did have an encounter, but not in the Himalayas. But again, I cannot reveal more because it was given to me as a way to see them at a point in time. But I can tell you one thing, that there are these people who are physiologically different, okay? And they will not make themselves seen. So you might even be there in the location, but you may not see them. Who will see them are people who are very advanced, who have reached a point in their sadhana where they will not be all that stuff.
Got it.
Imagine if I were to actually see without any background, I'll just fall, I'll faint to see an 8-footer or a 9-footer, these people. So, but there are. And let me go one step beyond. When I was at Kailash, Mansarovar, and I haven't really shared this I can share. It's not about the entities, but I can tell you one thing, that, people ask me sometimes, do you believe in aliens and all? I say, I've seen alien beings at the Mansarovar. When I went with my guru, there was one point where I was seated on the banks of Mansarovar, and there were others who went back to the tents. And this was something I've kept because there's sometimes I'll be called crazy for that. The good part is I'm already crazy, so I'm okay with that. But uh, I saw these twinkling lights, okay, and they were not like the lights coming out of a spaceship or something. They were these stars, twinkling stars, very close to the lake. And I told you even offline that you should go to Mansarovar to just feel the alienish aspects there. And I saw some of them literally dropping into the water. Now, to me, it is as unbelievably amazing as me. Like I said, I can't share too much, but about those beings, those 8 feet, 9 feet people. And there are these dimensions, Ranveer, which are much beyond our intellectual abilities to understand.
Yeah.
And for the fear of being misunderstood as crazy or kuch satak gaya hai, some of us, we don't talk about it. Here I'm sharing it in the context that yes, there are these people who are advanced, who meditate only, and their entire purpose of living is very different. You meet any sannyasi, any yogi, you will not, unless you're spiritually bent, you will not connect with the person.
Yeah.